Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Real quick, I'm giving 2 Ledger Nanos away on April 1st, but we gotta reach 70,000 subscribers by March 31st. All you gotta do is subscribe to be eligible to win. Now back to the video. So I got Bitcoin up here on the hourly, and you can see over the last couple of hours, we have seen some upward momentum for Bitcoin. This trend is still looking like it is moving to the upside. There hasn't been any kind of breakdowns that we should be concerned about. I'll throw Fibonacci on here real quick to show you guys that Bitcoin now has surpassed the 0.786 level. So that is this last Fibonacci line before we reach the all-time high. We can see that momentum is continuing to move upwards. So yesterday we did surpass that level. Tried to reach up to this all-time high for Bitcoin. Couldn't make it. Broke past down below, and now we're up above that level again. So right now Bitcoin is trading at about $56,200. Only about roughly about $2,000 off its all-time high. The other good news is we are still making these higher lows, all right? And even this latest one here, if you guys can see this latest one, another higher low, and yesterday we made a higher high for Bitcoin. So now the question is, this last leg up, are we going to see this price level surpass this latest high that we saw of about $57,000 for Bitcoin? And if that is the case, are we going to see that surpass Bitcoin's most recent all-time high of about $58,300? XRP, let's bring up XRP real quick here. Not much to write home about for XRP. I mean, we have seen it kind of mimic that last Bitcoin spike over the last couple of hours. I mean, the entire crypto market is likely rebounding off Bitcoin's rebound right now. XRP trading at about 45 cents. So nothing really too exciting to talk about with regards to XRP. Right now, we are just kind of in this holding pattern, moving relatively sideways, hugging the 0.236 level, rebounding off that. I think the real action for XRP is going to happen during alt season, and that's going to be predicated on what Bitcoin does. Of course, if we hear some positive SEC news, we might see a little bit of a spike for XRP as well. Wanted to bring you guys this. James RULEXRP posted this on Twitter. Bill to exempt crypto from securities laws reintroduced in Congress. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Just wanted to touch on a couple of things that relate to today's video. So third time's a charm. Representative Warren Davidson has reintroduced the Token Taxonomy Act. You guys remember we were talking about that in 2019? A bill that would make certain cryptocurrency tokens and other digital assets exempt from U.S. securities law. The exact thing that Ripple is exposed to in court versus the SEC with regards to the XRP cryptocurrency. So this represents the third attempt by Ohio congressman to get the House representatives to take up the issue. He introduced it late in 2018 at the end of the legislative session before reintroducing it with minor tweaks in 2019. The legislation has never been scheduled for a vote in the House. Warren Davidson says, "Thank you," and then tagging a bunch of representatives on Twitter for co-sponsoring my Token Taxonomy Act. It's time for Congress to give this emerging industry the clarity it needs to continue changing the world with blockchain. So there are some more details in this article, guys, if you want to read further. I will link it in the description of the video. Just wanted to bring it to your attention because this just out yesterday. The Token Taxonomy Act, back in the news. Ripple obviously still in court, and Shere Khan here postulating on something that got my mind going. I bet some banking lobbyists still play with the idea that SWIFT can be constructed in a way to replace Ripple if enough time passes. This is why certain actions seek to hinder Ripple's progress to buy them time. So as most of you know, back in December, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple, and now Ripple is in court trying to fight that lawsuit. We don't know what the timeline is going to be specifically. I mean, we have our best guesses of what it could be, how long this could take. Perhaps by the end of the year 2021, we'll have a clear resolution. Some are suggesting that we could see some clarity before then. And of course, nobody knows how this is going to really affect the price of XRP. It's going to be based on trader psychology once we get these answers. But Shere Khan is saying, isn't it convenient that SWIFT could indeed conduct a new system that could compete against Ripple? And because Ripple is in court, this is buying SWIFT time. Now, it is no secret that SWIFT does want to continue to compete. And guys, this article as early as just 2 weeks ago. The BIS and SWIFT intensify race with crypto for cross-border payments. Major players of the traditional financial industry are looking for new ways how to keep their positions threatened by the emerging crypto asset and decentralized finance industries. So the Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub and the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Communications i.e. Swift, have teamed up to host a hackathon to highlight the potential of the new ISO 20022 payment standard and application program interfaces to make cross-border payments cheaper, faster, and more transparent. Basically doing exactly what Ripple already does. There's already technology to do this, yet we're seeing these organizations, and I want to focus mostly on Swift because we know Swift is in direct competition with Ripple, and it's just interesting, it's just interesting to see this, and it speaks to the fact that there are a lot of factors here at play, guys. I'm sure many that are behind the scenes that we are clearly not privy to, and may be surprised if we knew the full truth. All right, let's not forget that Chris Larson in the past, and this is an old quote, but I like to bring these things up every now and again, this courtesy of STEDAS here on Twitter. Ripple is working on a replacement for Swift, how to get all of the payment providers onto ILP, and how to use XRP as on-demand liquidity. So, Chris Larson, other people at Ripple have made it clear, Ripple is looking to take Swift's business, even though there are a lot of forces holding them back, putting them through the ringer, for lack of a better term. It has been clear from the beginning that Ripple is gunning for Swift's business, and maybe if we had the clear cryptocurrency regulatory clarity, they would have already had it years ago. And this is just another interesting point brought up by XRPatience here on Twitter. The SEC lawsuit against Ripple has only increased awareness about XRP. When the SEC loses, and it will lose, XRP will melt faces. Showing some screen grabs here with regards to Google Trends. So this is the XRP search term. And you can see over here to the right, ever since the lawsuit occurred, XRP in terms of the search term being searched on Google has actually gone up. Not only that, this is the total of XRP accounts since January 2013, and right now, as of the day that this was screen grabbed, there are over 2.5 million XRP accounts in existence, and if we take the time of the SEC lawsuit, which happened in and around this area here, if you guys are looking at the screen, I have my cursor over that area. It's not like the number of XRP accounts have declined, they have actually increased even further. So another great point here brought to us by XRP here on Twitter. I saw this from MACKATTACKXRP. Ripple claims it never held an ICO. So just a couple of points here with regards to the lawsuit. Ripple responds to the SEC complaint saying that it never conducted an ICO, and Ripple maintains its defense that XRP is not a security because it functions as a means of exchange. Now, I don't know if you guys caught that Thinking Crypto interview yesterday that I did link in the description of the video. I'll put yesterday's video up here just in case you guys did miss it. It is in the link of that video, but I wanted to bring you guys this clip here real quick, courtesy of JUNGLEINC here on Twitter. Thank you, Hester Peirce and Thinking Crypto. This is the only explanation of the issue I have seen to date. Stop with, is XRP a security? The question is about Ripple's fundraising. And Hester Peirce, in 45 seconds, pretty much describes what the issue is very succinctly. Let me play you this real quick.
Talk about the token itself as being a security, and that's really a shorthand because what the question really is so like a stock or a bond is a security, but a securities offering can include an investment contract, which is what Howey's all about. And so it's not that the thing itself, the Howey case, for example, was about orange groves. It's not that the orange groves themselves or the orange trees or the oranges were a security. What we were saying is the way that you sold those pieces of the orange grove, it was a securities offering because it was an investment of money.
So Hester Peirce, using that orange grove example, I believe there were some other examples too being thrown around by lawyers and other individuals, and I believe that it was Brad Garlinghouse, maybe it was Ripple's lawyers who originally came up with the idea of if you own diamonds, you don't own shares in De Beers Diamond Company, and nobody expects to have a share in De Beers Diamond Company if you buy a diamond. So there's just another example there. The question is about the fundraising. Thanks so much to Jungle Inc. for posting this. And yesterday we did get confirmation, Gary Gensler nomination to get Senate banking vote today. So this was from yesterday, posted by Ian Northing. And here's what happened. Gary Gensler, Biden's pick to head SEC, approved by the Senate committee. So Senate Banking Committee votes 14-10 in favor of sending nomination to the floor for confirmation. President Biden's nominee to oversee Wall Street firms and public companies, Gary Gensler, cleared a key hurdle to Senate confirmation, garnering support from 2 Republicans in a vote on Wednesday. The Senate Banking Committee voted 14-10 in favor of sending Mr. Gensler's nomination forward, as I'd mentioned. Republican Senators Mike Rounds of South Dakota and Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming joined all 12 Democrats in supporting the nomination. And of course, Cynthia Lummis, we know, very crypto forward, and we know the state of Wyoming is also becoming a very prominent state for cryptocurrency and blockchain innovation. The committee also voted 12-12 along partisan lines to advance the nomination of Rohit Chopra, who was tapped by Mr. Biden to head the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. A tie vote can advance to the Senate floor via a motion by the majority leader. So guys, Gary Gensler one step closer. Banking Committee approved the vote 14-10 in favor of sending Mr. Gensler's nomination for chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission to the Senate floor for confirmation. And I don't know if you guys caught this video. This was an interview done with CoinDesk. This is former Commissioner Paul Atkins, okay, former SEC Commissioner, and he says it's possible that Gary Gensler could withdraw the lawsuit against Ripple. Take a listen to this.
I mean, the SEC obviously worked long and hard on that complaint that they filed in court. It's a well-drafted complaint. I think there are problems with it and fallacies in their argument. But ultimately, the courts will decide this. And I guess it's possible that an incoming chairman, looks like it'll be Gary Gensler, I guess he could withdraw the lawsuit, which has happened at some other agencies with the incoming administration with respect to other issues and other lawsuits. I don't know that that's likely to happen, but that's a possibility. But if not, the courts will adjudicate this issue. And ultimately, it may well go to the Supreme Court.
And ultimately, they will go to the Supreme Court. So Paul Atkins suggesting it is a possibility if Gary Gensler becomes the SEC commissioner, the main man in charge, that he does have the power to throw out the lawsuit. He does say that it is unlikely, but he does also say it is possible. We've also heard Gary Gensler, right, in the past say that he does think, now again, this was months ago, that he does think XRP was a security, or maybe this was even years ago, because I believe he talked about this when he was doing the MIT presentations. Or maybe I'm wrong on that, guys. Do correct me if I am wrong. Put it down in the comments. Saying basically that he does think XRP is a security. Well, a lot of information has come out since then. There is this idea that, maybe at one point in time, Ripple did treat it like a security, but the issue is more about how Ripple was treating XRP and not so much the true definition of XRP. And we know those terms can be fluid. Those definitions are fluid, and over time they change. Of course, there is a lot of evidence to prove that XRP is a utility token. So despite the fact that Gary Gensler said that all those many months ago, or maybe even a year ago by now, he does have the opportunity to throw out this lawsuit. And so my point is that maybe his mind has actually changed since then. But I still do think, it seems to me like he is somebody that doesn't necessarily ruffle feathers, and so I think he's going to let the system take over, and my thought is that he will let this play out the way it should in court. I don't think he's going to intervene. It is a possibility, though, and it is interesting that Paul Atkins says the same. So we've got that Paul Atkins clip, guys, and I also saw this from Legove here on Twitter, at Legove7 on Twitter. This is Cynthia Lummis, okay, basically stating, Gary Gensler, you have one job. Don't mess it up.
The primary reason I voted in favor of Mr. Gensler's nomination is his commitment to financial innovation. Innovators in the digital asset, blockchain, and fintech space have only been able to have a one-way conversation with the SEC in the last few years, and that must change. To be competitive with China and Europe, the United States has to get serious about responsible integration of technology into our capital markets. This is a national security issue as much as a financial one, and one that will define our country's future prosperity. Responsible financial innovation must be a bipartisan issue. I am optimistic that Mr. Gensler will make this a priority, and I will watch the SEC very closely and will not hesitate to engage with the SEC to help our country take its next steps forward. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
And there's Cynthia Lummis basically stating, the primary reason that she is pro Gary Gensler is because she realizes he does understand innovation. He does understand blockchain technology. He knows a lot about cryptocurrencies. Not only that, he understands Ripple and XRP. He's taught about both of them in his MIT lectures. So could this be a home run? Gary Gensler, you have one job. You have the power to dismiss this SEC lawsuit. Boy, things are getting spicy in here, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. We need to hit 70,000 subscribers by March 31st. I'm giving away 2 ledgers, a Ledger Nano S and X, but you got to be subscribed to win. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. It's another free way to support the channel. I love hearing what you guys have to say, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.